is that emotional connection. That's why you will see a man will claim a woman is his wife, yet he's assaulting her. That cannot be possible. But you know why he thinks he's his wife? Because his own definition of marriage is somebody that the law or the society or religion has put together. That's why God never said, let him that society has joined together, let him the law, let him that the religion. He said, let him that God has joined together, let what? No man put asunder. So, deliverance is like that. Because you are delivered does not mean you are free. Getting saved brings deliverance. Like we are saying in this Colossians chapter 1 verse 13 on your screen. What did I say? Getting saved brings those people.
Deliverance.
What is deliverance? Deliverance is like maybe before the society, before the law, before religion. A man and his wife says they are not doing it again, they are not together again. Are you with me?
Yes.
That is why when you are saved legally, please listen very well. Legally, Satan doesn't have power over you. Legally, sin doesn't have power over you. Legally, demons doesn't have power. Anything of darkness, stupidity, wickedness, anything that is of darkness does not have power over you. You know what that means? It means that you can say no to sin. You can say no to Satan. You can say no to stupidity. You can say no to wickedness. I hope you are with me.
Yes.
You can say no to poverty, sickness. But guess what? Because somebody can say no, does that mean the person is saying no? Now the actual saying no is being set, is freedom. I'm not sure you're getting it.
Yes.
That is why the will of God for every adult human, and we see Apostle Paul told Pastor Timothy, his protege. In 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4, and we can see that on your screen.
Yes, sir.
See what he said, God. He said God's will is for all adult human beings to be saved. But there's a comma after there. Because that's not complete. That's just the first part. In fact, God's will for you and I, people of God, please listen. It's an upright relationship. The first part, which is the main part, which is getting saved. Are you with me? Is lower than the other part, which is come to the knowledge of what? The truth. You see one of the reasons. Why? Salvation will deliver you, or it's truth that will set you free. Because just like a man and his wife, because they are divorced, does not mean they are free. Just the other way around, which I've been saying over time, over the years. Because you, a man, you have not slept with a woman, you are not living under the roof of a woman, you don't have anything, does not mean you are not emotionally bonded with that woman. Am I making some sense?
Yes, sir.
That's the reason why you see sometimes. Now understand why unbelievers can make it in this life. They are not saved, but they have come to the knowledge of the truth. You know the illustration of that is like a man who is not, in the eyes of society, married to a woman, in the eyes of the law, married to a woman, in the eyes of religion, married to a woman, but is bonded with that woman the way a man should bond with his wife. now understand why unbelievers can make it in this world now. Hello, people of God.
Yes, sir.
Can we all separate these two?
Yes, sir.
Can we separate being saved, being delivered from being free?
Yes, sir.
That is the reason why it's only the truth, knowledge of the truth, faith in the truth, acknowledging the truth, doing of the truth that can make each and every one of us free. Salvation gives you the right, but it doesn't ensure the practicality. What did I say salvation does?
Gives you the right, but
Doesn't
doesn't
ensure
ensure
the practicality.
Action gives you the right. They don't ensure practicality. Doesn't ensure.
Which is the reason why all of us' desire should be this scripture, 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. And once you've accomplished the first part, our desire should be to come to the knowledge of the truth. Let me show you a scripture. I've been talking to us about this for a while now. Let me just refresh us. Remember, I've told us that if you are going to be stupid, don't be stupid more than the devil. What did I just say again?
If I want to be stupid, I should not be stupid more
I'm
than
going to be
them.
stupid. I should not be more stupid than you.
Now, how do I mean by not being stupid than the devil? The reason is this, and we see it in Mark chapter 4, the parable of the sower. Let's Mark chapter 4. Like I said, this scripture should have been added to the ground.
Let me see. You come back.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
I hope we Mark chapter 4, 16 and 17, please.
Yes, sir.
It says, and these are they, likewise, which are sown on stony ground, who, when they heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. Verse 17 says, and the word have not root in themselves, so it endures for a time. Afterwards, now this is where I'm going. When affliction or persecution did what?
Arising for the word's sake.
Arise for what sake?
For the word.
Word's sake. Word's sake.
Again, arise for what?
The word's
The
sake.
word's sake. For the word's sake.
Now, I want to read the word checked in Greek. And please, if you have your linear translation of the Bible, please check to see the truthfulness in what I'm sharing with you in that Mark chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I've told you that the English translation of the Bible, 4 words were translated W-O-R-D. The first, which is the word used there, is the word logos or logon, which is where the English word logic comes from. When do you use the word logic in English? Actually, this should have been for logic's sake. Logic means when you are making sense. Logic is when you grab the subject matter. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So are we in that place?
No, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Check it in your Greek dictionary. You will see that the word translated is the 3056 word in the dictionary, and is the word logos. It's the same. And let's all just go back so you will see. It's the same word that was used in John's Gospel, chapter 1. Please check it. In John's Gospel, chapter 1, is the same word. Look, the same 1056th word in the Greek dictionary. Have you seen it?
Yes.
And what this word means, this word means will, the real intention, the truth. Am I making some sense, people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you, this word was used for Christ because Christ is the will of God for humanity. Rema was not used there. Rema is the preached spoken word. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
But truth, Christ, logos, refers to purpose.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry.
What did I say logos, truth refers to?
Purpose.
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 So what does that mean, people of God? It means, please get this. This is going to help us. It means that the only time affliction and persecution will arise in your life is because of your purpose. What did I just say, people of God?
The only time affliction will
Every
arise.
time affliction and persecution will arise in my life because of my purpose.
Did Christ mention the word temptation here?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes or no, people of God?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Do you remember I've asked us a question, people of God? Or rather, I've told us the truth. That any negative thing that happens in your life, how many sources of negativity is there in existence?
3.
3. Beautiful. What are the 3?
Yes. Affliction,
Mm-hmm.
temptation,
Mm-hmm.
persecution.
And Pastor, beautiful. That's the 3 sources of negativity in our life. Whatever negative, how many negative? Whatever negative in your life is either an affliction, is either a temptation, or is either a persecution. But guess what, people of God? I'm going to shock you today. Hello? Whenever what you are facing is temptation, will I tell you the truth?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Devil didn't cause it, you caused it. God and the devil are not involved in temptation. I know this will shock your religion. You see, many times people say, the devil tempted me. Somebody else tempted you. Lie, 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 pants on fire. Let me show you who tempts you. James chapter 1. If pastor is tempted, let's see who's tempting pastor. For many of us, we need to apologize to many people that we have called them tempter. James chapter 1 verse 14. Are we there? Hello. Are we in James chapter 1 verse 14, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's read the first 5 words in that James chapter 1 verse 14 together. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's read it together. But
Every
man is tempted. Again.
but
Every man is tempted.
Every man is tempted.
Again.
but
Everybody is tempted.
Every man is tempted.
Now, when is every adult human being tempted? He said everybody is tempted when he or she is drawn away. You see lost there. The word translated lost there is not lost. It's the word desire. What does say the word is?
Desire.
The word here is desire. Because if you check your literal translation, you will see the word passionate desire there. It's not lost. It's what you are passionate about. Listen to me, people of God. Whenever that evil in your life is as a result of temptation, God didn't bring it. Please listen to this.
Yes, sir.
The devil didn't bring it, and guess what? People didn't bring it. Again, God didn't bring. God doesn't tempt. The devil doesn't tempt. People doesn't tempt you. We say it, but it's a lie. What makes you to be tempted is because you are taken over by your passion. You are taken over by your desire. And let me tell you, back to what I'm sharing, in that Mark chapter 4 verse 16 that we're coming from, temptation was not mentioned here. What was mentioned here was affliction or persecution, not temptation. And there's a reason why Christ said that. Many of us were just wasting time. What did I say many of us are doing?
Just wasting time.
Just wasting. Just wasting.
Listen to me. You are using your time for something. Huh? Does not mean you are not wasting time. Many of us are doing things that doesn't add value to us. And why do I say that? Most of what we blame on the devil has nothing to do with the devil. The only 2 times the devil is in your life is Mark chapter 4 verse 17 has answered it. How many times did I say the devil is in your life?
2 times.
It's only 2 times.
2 times.
And guess what makes those 2 times? It's your purpose. The scripture says affliction, that's not the same thing as persecution. I've defined for you. Affliction, are you with me? That is why if somebody is telling you, you are listening to all this prosperity preacher that tickle your ears, that if something is working for you, or you enjoy doing something, it means it's your purpose. Lie, lie, lie. Should I tell you the truth?
Yes.
The devil can never open his eyes and allow you to fulfill your purpose. He will fall bring past affliction so that you will not fulfill that purpose. And guess what? Even after you fulfill, that's why you notice. For any of you who have discovered your purpose, go back to the first day you decide to obey your purpose. Immediately after, the devil came with persecution. And you find it to fulfill that purpose again, second time. Your persecution took you over. You became the case of this thing that Christ is seed on stony ground. You became offended. Why me, God? Why am I offended? What can you use as an example? Okay, let me use marriage again because something all of us can. What did God says in Hebrews 13 about marriage? He said marriage is what? Honorable. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The devil, please listen to me. The devil might be the taker of your marriage, sponsor of your marriage, and sustainers of your marriage. You hear what I just said?
Yes, sir.
The devil can be the initiator of your marriage, sponsor of your marriage to the point that every resources to do that marriage, the devil will give you. And guess what? The devil will be sustaining that marriage. But you know the only time the devil will do that is if marriage will stand in your way of your purpose or be a persecution for you fulfilling your purpose. I'm not sure if you are getting. Okay, let me use another thing that is more legit than marriage. Or somebody can say, okay, yes, I understand. Because none of us is here to marry. Okay, listen to this. Are you ready to hear this?
Yes, sir.
The devil can give you the best on earth. What did I just say, people of God?
The devil can give me the job on earth.
The devil can give you the best job on earth.
And don't forget, okay, work is why you are here. But job is what pays your bills. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You are paid for your job, but you are here for your work. Now listen, people of God. This is going to help you. The devil can give you the best of job that nobody else has. You know why the devil will do that? If that job will keep you away from your purpose. Please don't forget where we are coming from. No, we started from our usual, we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And that took us to the gospel message, to God's will, which is twofold. The first part, which is the lower male part, says God's will is for every adult human being to be saved. The female part of God's plan for you and I is that every one of us will come to the knowledge of what?
The truth.
Knowledge of
The
the
truth.
truth. That's how we started. And the next thing I did, I forward to separate. Remember, I did that between getting saved and being delivered. Deliverance comes. You being delivered and you being free. And I gave an example of marriage. I said deliverance is like a man and his wife, they've divorced. What does divorce mean? Either in the eye of the society, or in the eye of the law, or in the eye of religion. It's one of those. Man and his wife, they don't have anything together again. But guess what? You yourself know what I'm talking about. There have been so many cases of people are divorced, but when nobody is there, they still connect. Why? Because they were not emotionally dependent. Now, being free, using that example of marriage and divorce, is independent from each other emotionally. Just like the reverse. There are many people today, many men who are living in illusion. Many women who are raising somebody else's child, even though it's their biological children. Are you with me? But their idea can never be there. Why? Because for one day they were never the father of their children's wife. Even though it's not as if the man has another woman they said, but the man never connected with them emotionally. Can we separate between freedom and deliverance? The reason why freedom is so important is because it's only the truth that can give you that. That is why, please listen to me. When you get saved, you become a living thing spiritually. Before that, your soul was just existing. But guess what? Because you are living doesn't mean you are purpose. Salvation can never make you fulfill your purpose. It's the truth. And let me tell you, don't be more stupid than the devil. When are you stupid than the devil? When you think the devil has your time. The devil doesn't have the time of anybody. He has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And let me tell you, whenever the devil is in your life, he was already doing something. And why he will come is because of your purpose. The devil has no interest. See, listen to me. Please, somebody suggest something very trivial. Oh, yeah, somebody. Suggest something trivial.
Eating.
It is eating. Don't eat one day and see whether you will not be. Eating is not trivial. Suggest something trivial.
Sneezing.
Sneezing. Don't sneeze. When you choke, you will know that sneezing is important.
Yawning.
Yawning. Don't yawn. Are we so religious? So the hearing that you are putting is not trivial. So you can't do without hearing. That's what you are telling me. Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Brothers, you are laughing. Your own is coming.
Don't mind them.
The shaving of the mugame is it not trivial? Next time you say women are not important, I know why you are shaving every day to look good for her. In fact, today I was very happy. You know why I was very happy today? The truth I said, I entering the Follywood and Godlywood and of Nigerian movie. No, it's true. In sequence, I watched 2 movies and I said, these people are finally getting born again. The first one, which I like. In fact, I wish every woman can watch this movie. In fact, I'm praying they should so I can know the title of that movie. I will send this as an update. Everybody, especially sisters, you must watch it. In that movie, there is this king who's supposed to be enthroned. And in the village, they said, if you are not married, they cannot enthrone you as a king. So everybody, they now brought women all over. People brought their daughters. So that the one that went to go and do juju went to go and do juju. The one that went to go and pick their body went to go and be the one that is a selfie, take all kinds. So that's how this prince who are about to become, the Nazi, they should come. That they should be dancing one lustful dance. That they should put their four limbs down and be shaking their backside. That's how one ordinary girl in the village, himself, God forbid, she's too good at walk out. Is that over what? Guess what? That was the lady this prince married. But when I said, so they started doing correct film like this. No more film of a woman begging a man to marry them. The second one was also like that. This guy, because he felt he's working, he has money, he's doing the woman a favor. Just one day, right in front of this man's secretary, this guy was rude to his wife. You know what this woman left? Right from his office, she left that marriage. She didn't even go back in the name of packing one load. She just went from the guy's husband's office and told her mom that she's done. The mom said, what happened? She said, you should not worry. And she didn't go back. In fact, when the guy started suffering, he started coming to prostrate. And I love, in fact, the mother of this woman, in that, if it was real life, is an ideal woman. It was when the husband got to come and beg and was begging the wife's mother to please her piece of the daughter to forgive and let them reconcile in the marriage. That was when she now asked the daughter, what exactly happened? The mom started now telling her mom for the first time how the guy used to treat her, insult her, embarrass her, talk to her anyhow. You know what this mother said? The mother turned to the guy and said, so the money you have been giving me is the money for beating my daughter and beating my daughter. Now no wonder you pass by my house, pass by my shop, and you be giving money. So it is money that go back. And I don't know the daughter to marry you, the father is not what. That's not. And allow what the daughter. The told the guy, he said, you are only here because life without me didn't work out. But if you had worked out, you will never come. Now when I come back now, things will be reset in your life. And that demon will rise up in you again. And you find that is not doing. In fact, today I was very happy. I said, thank God. Their folly wood has finally become wisdom wood. They are beginning to see. And I'm not sure if you have ever heard it in the news. 2 days ago, the last president of the United States, this is what he declared openly. For you sisters, go and check it. It's online. He said, women are better than men. In fact, he went on to say that all the developed world of this world, if all their leaders can step down and allow women to rule, that the whole world will change in the next 5 years. That's what he said. So people of God, the truth is getting out there.
Amen.
People are beginning to see that you can't do anything against the truth. Just like that illustration that I used myself and King also. How many of you still remember that illustration? When I told King to stand and I sat down. Let me tell you, sisters, that is how many of you are in your life. You are the ones sitting down. It's not as if that man, your husband, has more grace than you. It's you that you are not standing up. stand up in your grace as a woman, when you stand up in your grace as a woman, you will see that the grace of a woman is higher than that of a man. Take that as number one. Number two, the same is happening to church. The flock ladder. Now I will tell you this. Are you ready to hear this?
Yes, sir.
Are we ready to hear this? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
should I tell you that church membership is from the pit of hell? There is no church membership in the Bible. What you have is a flock and is our pastor. And 2 or 3 of such flock, once they follow a common minister as their pastor, a church is born. That's what you have. There's nothing like denomination. There's nothing like which church you attend. Listening to me now doesn't mean I'm your pastor. Hello? What did I just say?
Listening to you now.
So you know, there's no need for my pastor.
Like tell you, you're going to get shocked though. But let me start telling you the hand of shining light. The thumb, if you are stupid, I'm not your pastor. No matter how nice you are. Remember I told you, me too, I used to be stupid, so don't think I excuse myself. In fact, my own was serious. I used to be blind, deaf, and dumb. Is that can somebody be like, once you are seeing something, you are not recognized, are you not blind? Hello? You know what I'm deaf. When God is talking something to you, you are not hearing, are you not deaf? Did the scripture say, let them that have what? Yes. Hear what the Spirit is saying. What about being dumb? That one is the worst. Another name for being dumb is stupidity. What you cannot decode. What you cannot read in between the lines. So if you are following as I follow Christ, you will know that the truth. And that's why you will see. You will ask your question. Sometimes I will change what I've just said. Because it's the truth. That is why, if I'm your pastor, you'll be a person of truth. No matter who's saying the truth. Even if it's your enemy that is saying the truth, you will see the truth and still see that person as an enemy. But you grab the truth. That's me. My enemy can say the truth. I will see the truth. Use it. Still keep them at arm's length. You say, who is my enemy? Didn't I tell you? Your enemy is not the person you don't love. That one you don't love the person. Your enemy is somebody that doesn't wish you well. Say easy. When me I'm giving somebody what the person is saying, remember my Christmas dress. Are you not my enemy? Hello? Why are you laughing? Ask me, I'm not joking. This is happening in real life. Before service, somebody asked me for $100. I said I don't have. What is that?
Nigeria.
Ask this great woman. I showed her the text. Yes, I'm in Nigeria. They asked me for $100. God bless you. After I said I don't have, guess what the person said? The person said, what with question mark? I couldn't meet an appointment. How many of you in this have not failed an appointment? As long as you will miss one appointment one time or the other. And it's not as if I forgot that another one came up which was more important. And I approached, I said, I'm sorry. What can I do to make it up? You know, somebody tell me, figure it out. You sound your pastor, can continue. So, you see. Number 2. This used to be number 1. What I'm about to say number 2 now. And that is why I was stupid. But it's not number 2. And it should be number 2 in your life. I hope you are listening to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If I'm your pastor in this world and you are going to heaven with me, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
We are already in there. What word can we use? If you are going to be on heaven, with me, it's on. Because we are on that. We are not yet on heaven, but we are in heaven. The moment you are saved, you are in heaven. Okay?
Yes.
If you are going to be on heaven with me, apart from being smart or sound, you must be a nice person. If you're a nasty person, I'm not your pastor. Let me tell you, nothing in Christ generates or can tolerate or can qualify or can guarantee or can justify being a nasty person. The scripture says, everyone that loveth knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, because God is love. It's just that let that be secondary. Are you with me? Let that be what? Secondary. The third, the middle finger. If I'm your pastor, guess what? Nobody can see you. You'll never be an hypocrite. You'll be an honest person to the core. Your yes is your yes, and your no is not no. That's why, let me tell you the secret. Everybody in my inner circle, that is one minimum qualification. In fact, you can have other things, but that one, that's why you need to see me and Mama them of this world. In fact, today I see so many people type, but they decided to. Well, I told them, I said, you cannot run away. I started giving them. Henceforth, you are assistant in Israel. Henceforth, you are sister in Israel. Henceforth. Yes, now. And you know why? Because they choose to follow the mother in Israel. In making sure that their yes is their yes and their no is their no. I'm not sure if I'm making some sense. Now, why am I saying this? I'm so I want to show you that because my purpose is about telling you the truth. Are you with me?
Yes.
And these are a reflection of the truth. You cannot be a truthful person without being smart. Because it takes some time to even discover your purpose. You cannot be a truthful person without being a nice person. Because that is the purpose of your purpose. I like that. The reason for your purpose is to be a blessing to people. Is to be a solution provider. And it takes a heart of compassion to be a blessing to people. And you can never be a person of truth and yet an hypocrite. You must be honest. Your yes must be yes and your no is no. But guess where I'm going? If somebody gives me $1 billion, one naira, and that will make me not to be truthful, not to be stupid, to be nasty. Are you with me? To be an hypocrite. Even though that's a large sum of money, is the devil that brought it. Please get that very well. We live life based on, I don't want to use the word result, because there are good results, there are bad results. But we base life so much on materiality. We think that, oh, I need a phone. Somebody gives me a tablet. I'm blessed. Lila, you might be a cause with that tablet. If embracing that tablet, collecting that tablet, seeing that tablet has turned you against your purpose. I'm not sure if I'm making. Let me tell you how serious this thing is. If hearing me now, are you with me? Makes you to go against your purpose. It's the devil that made you to hear me, not God. Because the devil's business in your life is affliction and persecution. He doesn't have a third one. The third one, temptation, you brought it on yourself. See, as small as a headache, are you with me? The headache itself. As small as kata. What other thing.
Headache
Headache is small. Headache they different from headache.
light
Uh,
produce.
Go and check the definition of headache. Migraine is a kind of headache.
I
They will
know,
carry
don't-
ice block put on your head. Let me use kata. When children, but women, mothers especially, they will live long.
Amen.
Do you know what mothers will do? God bless women. Please, women, don't throw your awesomeness away in the name of a man. Do you know an average mother in those days, when their baby is having newborns, having kata, they will suck it with their mouth. Heaven is already grace for some mothers.
Amen.
It's true. What we are hearing, all those forming that you are forming is not divine. No. You've seen the hand of woman. Any woman that is doing something for a man, you are no more a wife material. It's child first. So let me use kata because a child will be disease, no be dream. I'm here to hear one pastor tell stupid women that they should deliver their children when they have kata. So let me use kata. See, as small as kata is, if that kata will not make you to fulfill your purpose, the devil brought the kata. There's somebody tell me something very big. Something blesses you. You have time to show the word, but think of something. Now, if it happens to you, it will really.
If I become Senate president or president of this
If you become president of Nigeria, beautiful. Let me tell you, if becoming president of Nigeria makes you to turn against your purpose, the devil made you the president. But you know, we don't look at life that way. You know how we look at life? Oh, being a president is
yes,
good.
God, yes.
So let me even say the kata word. See, if that kata made you as a minister like a priest governor, an handmaiden. Let me say the handmaiden will last. As a flock, it made you to follow a faithful minister as is following Christ. And as an handmaiden, it makes you to go gaga over your faithful pastor. That no evil must touch him because of the kata. Guess what? God permitted that kata to come your way. See, the only thing, how many things, people of God?
Only thing.
Like I said, be asking your question. You don't just be nodding. No. Christ did not pastor nodders. Christ says, ask and you shall receive. He said, nod and you shall receive. But all this nodding. Me have been preaching there. And when you got your update, you saw the time of the morning.
Yes, sir.
Some of you, that's when you are the fifth gear of sleep. Some people, until the gear of that sleep could finish, you won't wake up. And some of you is 8-speed transmission, auto, not even the manual. You don't know that there's auto sleep and manual sleep. Auto sleep and don't sleep that when you sleep, is irrespective of where you are lying down. That is auto. But the manual mode, temperature must be correct. You must cover yourself. Lights out. Some of us are in auto mode when it comes to sleep. Upon that, the 8-speed will finish. 8 level of sleep. That's when you wake up. Some of you are in the 5 sleep. Me, I have not yet closed my eyes. At the end of the day, you will not be nodding. Circumstances will now come. You will not be reacting to situations as if you never had this. Please ask your question. You hear me, people of God?
Yes, sir.
Let me say this, then we'll start going through the updates. There's only one thing. How many things, people of God?
There's only one thing.
One thing.
Please listen to this very well. I didn't say there's only one that is common between light and darkness, between God and evil. I said there's only one thing that is common between God and darkness in your life. I didn't say they have it in common. How can I explain that? It's like two men now. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
They are toasting one lady, rushing one lady. Don't they have the lady in common?
Yes.
Beautiful. But it doesn't mean they have something in common among them. They are two different people. Capiche? Good. That's what I'm saying. Did I say question? Okay.
The question is, who is a nice person, a nasty person, sir?
Who's a nasty person?
My own question.
Okay.
That's not your question.
No, this one. My question is about addiction. When someone, for example, now when you say someone is addicted to the truth and someone is addicted to smoking, so is it a spiritual thing or a mind thing?
The first question from social media is that who is a nasty person? A nasty person is somebody who is not nice. Who is a nice person? Somebody who is not nasty. What does it mean to be nasty? To treat somebody the way you would never want to be treated. If you do that, you're a nasty person. To talk to people the way you would never want to be talked to. If you talk to people and they feel like committing suicide, you're a nasty person. If you talk to people and their joy disappears, either that moment or anytime they remember what you said to them, you're a nasty person. Or rather, what you said is nasty. If his action is a nasty action, because we all make mistakes. You can say something nasty, doesn't mean you are. But guess what? You might say something nice, doesn't mean you're a nice person. So a nasty person is somebody whose intention is to demean people. Even though you are painting them with nice words, but your intention is to demean them, you are a nasty person. But by definition, nastiness is anti-nice. Nice is anti-nicety. What does it mean to be nice? To put a smile on people's face. To make people feel good in themselves. Either in words or in action. Okay? For people to enjoy, they are heavy-hearted. When they hear you, either on the phone or get a message from you, they put themselves together. That's being nice. God is a nice God. That's what actually 1 Corinthians 13 defines as God's kind of love. So, be nice, 1 Corinthians 13. Be nasty, everything against. For example, if you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, one of the things you see there, he said, true love does not envy. So if you are envying another person, we live in the day that you see husband and wife envying each other. Is that bad? In fact, the society is broken down. You see pastors envy the flock envy the pastor. You will see parents envy their adult children envy their parents. You will see siblings envy one another. I had one today, and those people came over my body. How can even though none of us chose family, but family is the platform for us to be blessed. Sorry, for us to be a blessing. That's why we're in that family. How can somebody you're supposed to be a blessing in? Even the person take a wrong decision. How can somebody suffer a fire outbreak, lost all property, and all you will offer that person is that, did we tell you? That's not nice. I always tell people, if you can't say something, please keep quiet. And nobody will query you for keeping quiet. Quiet. If you cannot be a blessing, please keep quiet. I saw a post online today. The lady said, if somebody comes to you stark naked, cover them. If you don't have clothes to cover them, leave them. Don't now humiliate them and say, come and see, he or she is naked. And I understand what this is. Many people don't understand. What he was trying to say that sometimes people confide in you. Even people confide in you about something. Don't use it against them. Because because they told you in confidence. They told you out of, you are the only person they see as life. See, let me tell you this. Are you ready to hear this?
Yes, sir.
I've told you before. Some people will still not make 2020. I'm not prophesying that. Do you know why? Because their action has brought physical death on them. And unless they repent, are you with me? Not anybody can do. See, they are men. Because of what they have done to their wife, it has nothing to do whether the wife knows. Unless they repent, they will suffer it. There are wives who have done this against their husband. Unless they repent, life is about lost people. See, let me tell you, this doctrine, I've trashed it before. There's nothing like unmerited favor. It only exists in hellfire. It only exists in the kingdom of darkness. That is the beginning of the devil's ministry as a thief. Because you remember what you did does not mean that thing just came to you. I've just told you that if the devil is going to afflict you or persecute you, is it not because you have discovered your purpose?
Yes, sir.
Something must happen before good or bad comes to you. You must be either going to heaven or going to hell. That is why that situation happened. Things don't just happen. See, let me tell you this. There's a difference between sin, please listen, and there's a difference between consequences of sin, which is death. You understand? What the message of God deals with is not sin. It's consequences of sin, which is death. The scripture says, it's of the Lord's message what? We are not consumed. Because you are not consumed, your finances is not consumed, your happiness is not consumed, your health is not consumed, does not mean your sin is not there. A million reasons why you are not consumed. And most of the time, once you're a beneficiary of somebody who's fulfilling their purpose. This might shock you. Should I tell you this?
Yes,
Now, I told you before. For the fact that I'm telling you the truth, for the fact that any of you is associating with me, there are some things, no matter what you do, that you will not suffer the consequence. But it's not as if you didn't sin. The sin is still there unless you repent. But a day will come that won't be there. A day will come that momentarily you are not following me as your pastor. That is when you face the music. Am I making some sense?
Yes, sir.
I was talking to a very woman, a senior citizen yesterday, a woman I respect so much. But you know this job, my purpose is to tell people the truth. I have to tell this great woman the truth about some of her children. I told her, I said, some of these children, they have crossed the line. And there's nothing you can do about it. That even though you have fulfilled your purpose, there's nothing you can do. That the only thing you can do, remove your hand from them so you don't be a partaker of their sin. Sisters, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Why I'm using that example is called the highest grace on you sisters is that of a mother. So if a mother can get to the point that you remove your hand from your child, how much more you removing your hand from somebody you claim is your husband? That's even the easiest. Because you don't have any covenant with your husband. It's your husband that has covenant with you. None of you sisters will ever be rewarded for marrying anybody. I've told you before, if you see a woman, are you with me? Things are working, yet you carry the man on her head. Go and check. Most likely that man is God and is a faithful minister. So carrying him on her head is because he's a faithful minister. That's why he's working. Because marrying him has made her an handmaiden. But not because of marriage. And she will be rewarded for following a faithful minister as he followed her, not because she married. It's only women that will be rewarded for marriage, that will be rewarded for sexual interaction with a woman that will be rewarded for taking care of a woman. Not you, sisters. Yours is maternal. I'm somebody you are following me, please. We are getting to that season.
Yes.
See, some of these employers of labor who take advantage. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Why many of these companies are still there? Let me tell you why I say is the existence. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Is because of the innocence of their staff. But it will be forever. A time will come that just one staff will know their purpose. And because of that job they won't fulfill, that's the end of that job. No matter how many innocent staff they have. Life is about lost people. If you are listening to the news, in Ghana, Sunday service, a pastor received serious beating. God that he bought a new Range Rover and he asked church members who cannot feed their family. Those ones where they attack and offering. He's coming home. He's coming home. You will see how many women will rise up and stand on their feet and believe who they are and tell the man, I'm done. Not as if they're asking for anything, they won't want to fight you. The man will now see that all along they were living on the grace. It's true. You will see many denominations will be empty. Because the grace of a flock or an army is higher than the grace of a pastor. So that's how that explains that nastiness and being nice. Good. Now the second question, what does it have to do with?
Be addicted to
Addiction.
of the mind.
When you have addiction, is it a case of the mind or a case of the spirit? And thank God for that because you have a lot of deliverance center out there. If you sneeze alone, they will cast out demon of sneezing. If you drink coke too much, they say come and cast out coke of salt drink. Now to do this, let's just go over our update because there's a particular update that addresses that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, people of God.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
sir.
We remember this on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we also remember this. That tells us that we are designed like God. The one on the left is the Godhead. You see it's identical. Can we see that it's identical?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just like there are 10 forces, the whole of it that comes from the Godhead, that governs existence. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The same way, there are 10 forces that is in you, every one of us, adult human being. At least is as an individual. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Not together in grace. You get it? Even in grace, we also have that. That's why whatever is happening in your life is either the grace of an adult male or an adult female, or the grace of a flock, or the grace of the grace of an handmaid. Are you with me? So that one too. But I'm talking about the first level. Why I'm not bringing that one grace out, so that you will know yourself that grace cannot work for you until you discover who you are in your person. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Now, because of these 10 forces, this might shock you, please. Are you ready to hear this? In answering that question about addiction, there are 10 levels of addiction. The lowest level of addiction is what you call craving. That one is just body. Some of you used to be like me. Did I tell you how I used to be body-wise? I used to be the person you call sweet tooth. And I like that I got it from babyhood. That's why till now I'm still struggling to drink water. I was told that as a baby, I'll be asking for orange. And they now innocently went to go and give me. You know what they were suffering from that time, because it's been great women that before me, so many of them. So as the first man in the clan, in the name of continue with the compound name they call your family name. I grew up with a sweet, but it's not as if it's just my body. Nobody told me after I lost almost all my teeth. Imagine somebody in his 50s going 60, almost all the teeth has gone finished. It's not Satan. Satan didn't remove my teeth. It is sugar. But my dentist told me that the kind of teeth I have cannot process sugar. And guess what? When I stop taking sugar, I stop losing my teeth. That one is the lowest. That is the first between just your body. You see there? Cravings. So there's some addiction like that. Are you with me? It's just your body. You have sound mind. Please say no. You have the mind of Christ. Okay? You are an extremely passionate person. Your emotion, your heart is full with the Holy Spirit. You still love sugar. I hope this is getting interesting, people of God.
Yes.
Next to that is the things that you part from your spirit, which is the real. No. It's the things you believe. What you believe is a level of addiction. Be honest, sisters. Sisters.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to answer now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If not for the Holy Spirit and this your pastor, I'm marrying you, did many of you believe that you need to marry? Did you believe that the man is superior? That's the level of addiction. But you are addicted to that thought, like to that belief system. If not marrying with what? Did you believe that you need to be in a building called church on the day of the sun, singing, you see, accessional hymn, processional hymn, and recessional hymn, and you must be in room at the choir. Join an activity group, which you don't call society. It's the same thing. It's a form of addiction. Next to that is what you want. All of us, essentially, we say people, there are things we bat. We all bat what is already in our heart. When we see it, we say it, we do it with our body, we are batting it. Have you not noticed that some people, they cannot do without abusing somebody? It's an addiction. And there are some people, they are yoga now. They cannot but say something that will make you laugh. Like a drama coordinator. It's true. Just like there are some people, his mood is what they will always be batting. Have you not seen some people like that? Once they enter a place, everybody will go moody. Unless they leave. That's what is coming from the spirit. So these are the three levels of all these forces. And guess what? The highest of them, which is what you treasure in life. Let me tell you this. Just like our purpose is the only thing that brings God and Satan in our life. Are you with me? The common thing, both light and darkness. Guess what? Treasure is that key thing, which is what is the child of that marriage of us. No, I've told you that all of us have a marriage in us, every adult human being, which is the marriage of your intellect and your emotions. Have I not told us that?
Yes, sir.
But that marriage is called treasure. Let me tell you, if you cannot die for something, hello, Hello,
Everyone has
brothers, this is for you. Hello,
Ebenezer.
hello. This will surprise you. See, if you see something disgusting, I say, me, I can never do this. You are lying. What you should say that is the truth, that this is not my treasure. See, there's nothing in this life that an adult human being cannot do. Once something is your treasure, you will do it and you will feel guilty. Sometimes some of these things you call guilt. Some of you are using guilt to feel righteousness. Hello? Can I tell you the truth? Hello? Somebody answer me now. Why are you afraid? Hello?
Ebenezer.
Can I tell you something that will shock you? If this truth I'm preaching to you, is not your treasure, should I tell you the truth? You'll be ashamed of hanging around me. You'll be ashamed of listening to me. Or you will not be ashamed to be rude to me. You will not be ashamed to insult me. I'm telling you. See, all this that we think is that they are not forces of righteousness. They are forces of faith. Shame is a force of faith. Confidence is a force of faith. It's not face of righteousness. The reason why you are ashamed about what you are doing is because that thing is not your treasure. You don't believe. That's why you are ashamed. Well, you will do more of that if you believe in it, and you won't feel one shame. In fact, people will see your confidence, they will not be able to confront you. These are forces of faith. So I hope this answered the question on addiction, please.
Yes, sir.
So that
Let them hear you.
No. Just that means that for like example she made, for people that is addicted to smoking, now is it
See, there are 10 levels of smokers. Have you not heard about chronic smoker?
chain smoker.
There are people who will not eat but they will smoke.
Yes.
What are you talking about? And they won't lose weight. They will be fresh.
yes.
See, there are the results that are faith results, not righteousness results. That's what I've been telling you, people of God. Be careful of this thing about faith. Most of what we are calling righteousness is all righteousness. It's because we believe in it. See those women in East Africa. You give a man a kid to beat you silly. And you call that one marriage. That is faith in action. The same study, Daily Graph, United Kingdom, that says men that marry intelligent, independent women succeed. That same study says men prefer stupid, gullible women. But some people will see that one and think that's the truth. That is a faith study. Both study are the truth, but one is faith. Truly, men prefer who they can control, not know that they are committing suicide. That's why as a man, you eat too men. You will pay for it unless you repent. So I hope you got that. So there are levels of smoking. There are people who just body. Those are the ones that if they are leaking Nicorette, it will cure it. Because it's a surface. There are some people who believe in it. There are some people, they are battling it. There are people that they will perceive it. This is their perception. There are people, that is their opinion, their mindset. There are people, that's what has clicked with them. But when you meet the one that smoking is their treasure, get to their house, it's smelling of smoke. Go to their dustbin, you see smoke. Breakfast, you see secret. See, have you not had people who are addicted to sex?
Mm.
And there are different levels, especially for men. Men, I hope you are listening to me. It's those ones that sex is their treasure. If you ever marry someone, a man that sex is his treasure, you're in trouble. That is why a real woman, if you're a wife out there, you will analyze a man. Is your little finger. You know that this one, sex is his treasure. Tell him to go and buy machine. Tell him that your body is to serve God. Your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, not sex machine. Are you with me, people of God? Even religion. Some people just love religion, desire religion. But if you meet someone that religion is their treasure, if you marry them, they are dead. If they marry you, you are gone. If you pastor them, they will slow down your ministry. If they are your pastor, you are going to them. Because everything, how can somebody say he wants to build a church building the size of the largest city in West Africa, the second largest city in Africa, and you didn't call that one madness? Where will you even start it? Where will the altar and the microphone is and the choir? But you know, when people have allowed something to get to their treasure, they don't know when they are not making sense anymore. I'm not sure you are making. I'm getting through to us, please.
Yes. Yes. Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Please, sir, I just need clarification on the context in which the Heavenly Father is feminine or can be feminine.
I never said the Heavenly Father is feminine. There's nothing like that. I've never given you anything like that. You look at the chart on your screen. The previous chart, Heavenly Father was both gender. Now it's still both gender. I was never a time I ever shared anything that the Heavenly Father is feminine, please.
Okay, sir, I just need clarification on what it means for the Father to be both gender.
Is it not Alpha and Omega? Is it not beginning and ending?
Yes, sir.
Is it not evening and morning?
That's true.
Yes, sir.
Is it not yes and amen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Didn't he end at the beginning?
He did, sir.
Didn't he created at the beginning?
He did, sir.
When he created, was it not heaven and earth?
He did, sir.
I was talking, everything he does is male and female.
Thank you, sir.
But when Christ manifests, he manifests either as male or as female. That's why when you receive Christ, he manifests as a female, because you are the one receiving him. You get it?
Yes.
When God sent Christ, it's as a female, because it's God that sent him.
Yes.
But as the head of the church, that is male. But it's not at the same time, unlike the Father. Holy Spirit, everywhere the Holy Spirit, there is nothing like he's doing one first or the other. He's genderless. He's just there to manifest. That's why he's flowing over the waters the same way darkness was upon the face of the waters. That's why when you preach the word, the truth, the Holy Spirit comes to glorify the word. It's the same coming of the Holy Spirit that will now manifest eternal life, which is the result. And nothing of God starts without the truth. That's why God's rhema, God's truth is the male. But you see, all results you are looking for, whether healing, whether prosperity, whether confidence in yourself, whether both, they are all one form of life or the other. That's why that is. So I hope that is clear, please.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Please, sir, one more question.
Go ahead, please.
Colossians 2:10 that says that we are complete in Him, in
Yes.
Christ, who is the head of all principality and power.
Exactly.
Listen, I wanted you to shed light on what it means. That is my completeness in Christ as distinct from being complete as an adult. Thank you, sir.
What is the other name that Christ was called?
The truth.
Relative to mankind.
Second Adam.
Beautiful. Second Adam. But you see, Adam was never called first Christ.
Yes.
So that means, for when God created adult human being, Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, don't let us forget, Genesis chapter 1 verse 20 was God's master plan. But after Genesis chapter 3, it was no longer happening until Christ. And I've explained to us, this middle finger of us is what was affected after Adam fell. The spirit of every adult human being dies. It's existing, but it becomes a non-living thing. Eternal life is no longer inside any human being that becomes an adult, male or female. Are you with me, people of God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is why and listen, look at this. Now, these four forces that I'm mentioning is dormant in every unsaved adult, but alive once you are saved. The force of what you believe, the force of prayer, the force of what clicks, germinates inside you, and the force of what you are rooted in is dormant in unsaved people. But that is this fault that is the difference between you that is saved and you that are not saved. We that are saved, we have the same cravings like those who are not saved. We that are saved, we have the same perception like people who are not saved. We that are saved, we have the same views like people who are not saved. We have the same treasures. We have the same personality. We have the same moods, feelings, affection. But we don't have the same things. We are rooted like them. The same thing cannot be said of things germinating in them. The same thing. That is why it is the Zion, it is the church, it is you and I, saved people, that can give birth and things will happen in this world. That's why I've told you, unbelievers, they are like robots, they are like humanoids. Are we still together, people of God, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, that scripture is perfectly correct. Because Christ brought salvation, which is the human spirit of man, not emotions, which is the highest. not intellect, which follows, and not the body, and not our free will choices. Are you with me? What changes when we get saved is the middle. That's why you see you become a new creature. Because that's what is in the middle. And that is what carries what is above and what is below. That's why things change. When you get saved, your emotions will change, your intellect will change. Eventually, your body will change. I was talking to a sister yesterday or today over the phone, and I said something has changed. There's this aura that sometimes when I saw her in person, I thought it was because I saw her in person. I said, but now we're talking on video call, the aura is there. And she confirmed. That happens normally to we saved people. It's not as if the organic of our body changed, but because the human spirit is now alive, not just existing. Are you with me? You can generate those forces of foundation, germination, prayer, and belief. You get it? On your own. Not just as a recipient. You are not a robot. You are not just acting out software. I like that. See, every unsaved people, are you with me? Spiritually, they are hardwares. You know, hardwares run on what? Softwares. But the moment you get saved, spiritually, you are both a software and an hardware. You can run on your own. So it's actually in Christ we are now complete. Man was complete initially, but Adam made up 80%. In fact, practically it's actually 60%. Because there are four forces that involves a human spirit. So those four forces are dormant without Christ. Are you with me? But you see, it's still possible to prosper. You get it? But making everyone affecting the realm of the spirit, you can't do that. But because you still have your emotions untouched, are you with me? You can still have the highest force, which is treasure. Your values in life, your value system can still be the right thing, even though you are not saved. Am I making some sense?
Yes, sir.
But guess what? You cannot prevent as an unbeliever. You cannot determine that the devil will not come and slap you overnight. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
An unbeliever cannot determine whether they are driving on the road, a crash will not happen. Even though they have right values, which is the highest force. I hope this illustration makes this very clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's I hope that illustration makes it perfect, please.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
Any other question, please? Let me bring the charts up again. So that we will see how every one of us, adult human beings, how we are. I think virtually we've gone through the update on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, any question before we call it a day, please?
Please, there's a question, sir.
Quickly, please.
Okay. Please, sir, I want to ask for a clarification on the occurrence as for the divine structure in life. I just want a kind of guideline on levels of maybe the stages of occurrence, from cravings to assurance or to treasures.
When you talk about occurrence, it depends on the situation you find yourself. For example, now, your purpose is primarily spiritual. Okay? Now, let me give you an example. If the grace on you is a flock now, your purpose can only be fulfilled when you follow a faithful minister as is followed Christ. Because Christ in you as a flock is actually your purpose. Am I making some sense, please?
Yes, sir.
Now, and that is why you don't need to physically cite who you are following as a pastor, because it's a spiritual relationship. So, for example, if it has to do with your purpose, it's the forces that has to do with the human spirit that comes to play. So you cannot say cravings will come in. There's nothing that says that you will crave your purpose. Your craving is of the body. There's nothing that says that you perceive or sense your purpose. Perception is between the body and your mind. You get it now? So it depends on the particular situation. For example, now, if anything is going to be your purpose, is by you going inside your recreated spirit. You can discover your purpose because it has to do with a spiritual thing. For example, if your grace is an handmaiden, you will see that you will just have that unexplainable compassion, love, sense of protection, sense of preservation, sense of making sure that other adult is okay. You will not be able to explain it. Why? Because that grace is a spiritual grace. It's now you that have to tell your head that, okay, this thing is meant for this faithful minister who is supposed to be my pastor. But you see, what I'm saying now, you cannot carry that to your work tomorrow. You cannot be at your place of work. That is why it's so ridiculous. People get to their work and they are praying. Work, please.
Yes, sir.
You are not employed to pray. When you look at work, the forces in your work is the forces of craving, forces of perception, forces of views and opinion. That is why you should not put your emotions into your job. That is why you see doctors, surgeons are not allowed to operate on family and friends because emotions will set. That's why you're not supposed to be in love with your job. You can be hardworking, but your work will not be your treasure. When your work is your treasure, emotions have set in. That's why you see people be humiliated at their place of work and they don't say anything wrong. Because emotions have set in. You are not supposed to carry your emotions to work. You are supposed to carry your intellect. You are supposed to carry your body. And the choices based on those two. That's why the triangle of work. So the job, okay, is your views or opinion, senses of perception, or desires or cravings. That's why you see some people, they will take any job. They will not care if they lose a particular benefit that is supposed to come to them. You know why? Because emotions have set in. Do you make demands of your friend? No. You don't make demands of people or things you love. That's why if you love that work, you will not make demand for the right salary. You will not see anything wrong in the money that you are supposed to be paid, you letting it go. You will not see anything. It seems that you are slaving for that work. So your emotions have set in. And nobody employs emotion. You are employed, it's intellect that is employed, and your body, not your emotions. No work should get to your emotions, no work should get to your spirit. I'm not sure you're getting it. That is why you should learn to manage your time. Which is the reason why you see corporations, they don't like spouses to work together. Because they know that emotions will set in. That a marriage is not built. People say, what is marriage? Will I tell you what is marriage here?
Yes.
Marriage is a triangle
Yes.
of emotions and body and choices. That two blue with one green there. That's the triangle of marriage. So how you start, where you want you start, it depends on which triangle is your situation. Do you see why? It's very ridiculous. Are you with me? When ministers, are you with me? They say they are fulfilling their purpose, and you have choir dress, you have a dress mechanism to church. Dressing is about the body. Your purpose has something to do with body. Like now, my purpose is that spirit, intellect, and choices. So what is a triangle? Determination, views and opinion, belief and assurance. That's the connection. Because I'm doing my work. But as per being addicted to the truth, which is my purpose, treasure will have to come in. You get it? Mm-hmm. So that one is my choices, my intellect, and my emotions. That triangle, marriage should not enter, church membership should not enter. It's your purpose that you enter. That's when I was talking about preaching, which involves you, that was not the triangle.
Yes.
It is me, but that is my own purpose. Your own purpose is following a faithful minister as he follows Christ. So I hope that answers that question with you very well. Okay, there's another question.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
The question online will be the last one.
The question is, hello sir. Hello sir, please could you go over the ends of marriage, please?
Ends of marriage. So that should be ants factor. Ants of marriage. The question from social media is about the end of marriage.
It's like
Now, to understand hand of marriage, we still need to go back to the hand of man. That is the hand that makes us adult human beings, which is indicative of who God is in our lives as individuals. I hope we are following, please.
Yes, sir.
Are we following, people of God, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at the hand of adult, the top two is the male and female part of all of us, respectively. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is what actually makes the marriage of who we are. See, the who, even when we are saved, are you with me? The kind of Christian you will become is a marriage of your mind and emotion, whether spiritual, heaven bound, or carnal, hell bound. Are you with me? And even if you are not saved, okay, it is still your mindset and your emotions. That is why that is a marriage we are all as adults. In fact, that's what makes us adults. This marriage, there is no divorce. That's why I Kuku use it to describe the hand. Are you with me?
Yes.
Good. But based on our intellect and don't forget, the highest force, the force of faith that is created with this is the force of treasure. I hope we are.
Yes, sir.
So that's what about these 5 types of marriage. The first two, that is the thumb and the warning finger, is an upright marriage. What is an upright marriage? The female is higher than the male. In that marriage, the wife is higher. Now, every one of us will have something that we see as our God factor. That's why I put God here in bracket purpose. We all have it, but please let it be your purpose. Let me tell you, as long as you are an adult human being, are you with me? There will be things you will literally be stripped naked physically for, and you will not be ashamed. You will still go back to it. There are things you will be persecuted, literally killed for, and you won't feel bad. Every adult human being has that. Because you have not released that for a thing, are you with me? Does not mean you don't have it. Every adult human being has that thing. But God gave you that so that it will be your purpose. How we got that, people of God? It's your purpose that should be that. For the flock, it should be a faithful minister that you are following as a follows Christ. Not in person. It's the following will be that. For a minister, it will be your preaching the truth against all law. That should be that. For an meeting, it will be that faithful minister making sure it's okay 24/7. That should be that. It's not a personality, it's an entity thing. Do you understand? Next to that is minister's own. Okay? Now, every minister, whether it's your purpose or not, once you're a minister and the grace is cooking, you are preaching 24/7. Are you with me? That's what I call the message marriage. Every minister genuinely called, they are married to their message. And that message is a higher wife than them, the minister. Next to that is the first horizontal marriage. I call that pastoral. Is the marriage every child of who is saved, please listen to this, either as a flock or an handmaiden. They all involved in this marriage without knowing. What did I say about it? Did I tell you it's horizontal? What most people call pastor today is God. Because it's upright. Even though your pastoral figure or your pastor figure is a female figure, like a man is endeared. Are you with me? But the difference is this. For normal wedding, a man loves his wife. Are you with me? Courts his wife. But as a flock, you follow your pastor. As a husband, you don't follow your wife. You get it? There's a difference. You don't follow your wife. Christ didn't follow us, but he died for us. He laid his life for us. Are you with me? You don't lay your life for your pastor, but you follow him. But in the wedlock, a man laid down his life for his wife, but doesn't follow her. But both are horizontal. There is no big brother or big sister in wedlock. There is no big brother or big sister in pastoral. But denominational religion, as just like tradition, have reduced marriage to be wedlock to be vertical. The man is higher than the woman. The same religion tradition has corrupt pastoral to be upright. That is, the pastor is higher. Both relationships are horizontal. And the only one out of this that is vertical, that you are higher than the wife, is dominion. Which is what God referred to from day one when he said we should have dominion. I think, let me get one of which particular, let me check life virtues. The things we should have dominion over. So what the devil wants to do is for us to be having dominion over people. No. No. Or over our purpose. No. That's why it's actually a red line with God. When you have dominion over things you should not have dominion, either you should be equal to or the thing is higher than you. Trust this. Hallelujah. Beautiful. Now, this is the marriage of dominion, where all of us, adult human beings, are you with me? We are married to these 8 wives, but these wives are what? Lower than us. And from the list, what do you see here? Hardwares. You use why it's a sin when you treat hardware as horizontal. You say, I'm not treating hardware. What do you? Money is an hardware. Your phone is an hardware. These some people. You know, people have killed another human being. They say they stole their phone. Yet they will beat their wife. Kill another one. Not the real wife, the phone. That's what you do. Even that's their God. Software, matter, weather, things, plants, animals. You see some people, they say they are married to their animals. Like somebody showed a video online of a cat taking selfie. Of course, it's because the cat must have seen human being doing it. And animals have instinct. Then you see demons. But the one I like the most are the top two. You are not supposed to be afraid of situations or angels or demons. Are you with me? As an adult human being, you are higher than those three. With your mind and intellect, you can take charge of any situation that comes your way. Are you with me, people of God?
Yes, sir.
That's why worshiping angels or demons is not God. If I let me tell you about angels and demons, you do the right, angels will be at your beck and call. Do the wrong, demons are already invited. You don't need to mention them by name. Okay? So these are the 5 points. See, all these 5 of marriage,